Hello everyone! Yesterday I did a tutorial on how to make these ribbon bow centres. So with these you can use any ribbon, the ribbon you're going to make your bow with, and make your centre exactly to match your bow, which is really good. Such a good idea. I made this one slightly smaller than this one. I was just experimenting with different sort of size hearts. I made this bow yesterday to go with the blue sort of tie-dye effect TikTok ribbon. And I made this bow, which can be made either way, either this way up or this way up, and I chose to do this one with the sort of wavy side up. And for this one I'm going to do the same style, but I'm going to flip it over the other way, and I'm going to use two different colour in the centre, the solid colours, rather than one colour. So that is what we're going to do today. So I've already cut my ribbon. We've got 6 pieces all together. 2 of my patterned ribbon, and that is 4 centimetres, or well, it's actually 38 millimetres, but 4 centimetres, it don't matter which you use, whether it's 38 or 40 millimetre, that won't make much difference. And I've cut 2 pieces to 32 centimetres in length, so that's both pieces, 32 centimetres. And then I've got 4 pieces here, and these also are the same width, 4 centimetres across, and these are cut to 16.5 centimetres in length. It's all 4 pieces, but I've done 2 of each colour. You can do all one colour if you want. If you do this all one colour, you can have this as one complete piece at 32 centimetres to line this ribbon. But I'm doing 2 colours, so I'm doing 2 halves of 16.5 centimetres. And now taking some all-purpose glue, all-purpose adhesive, I'm going to take 1 pink and 1 of my blues and my tape measure. I have got a board here with measurements on, but I'm going to use my tape measure so that you can see, to make it easier. So we want this to be the same length as our TikTok ribbon, which is 32 centimetres. So we've cut this to 16.5 so we can allow overlap. So what we're going to do is lay out our tape measure, and we're going to place some glue. And then we're going to overlap the pink, and we want to make sure that this measures 32 centimetres. I'm just going to slide it a little bit more. And there you can see that now measures 32 centimetres. Going to do the same with the other 2 pieces. And now what we're going to do is taking one of our patterned ribbon and our plain ribbon. We're going to line that on the plain, so on the plain side we're going to line it with our solid colour. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my lighter just to melt those sides together. So the heat of the lighter is just melting the edges of the ribbon, and then that allows you to bond those edges together just to hold it in place while you're working on your ribbon. Making sure that your ribbon is the same way up and your colours on the back are the same way. And then next, taking some pins and taking one of your pieces of ribbon, you're going to fold that in half. You're just going to pop the pin in that centre crease like that, and the same with the other side. Next, taking one of your halves of ribbon, we're going to flip it over so we've got the coloured side up, and to make this style of bow you're going to bring these two sides up, but before we do anything else I'm just going to check which way my pattern is up. So yeah, that's the right way up. So basically if you've got a patterned ribbon and you need it a certain way up, in my case I've got this TikTok logo, you need the pattern to be on this side, so the bottom of the pattern is on the outside, whether you look at it this way or this way. The bottom of the pattern is on this outer edge. If you were doing this bow, it's the opposite way round. So if you were making the inverted bow, for this one I had to have the pattern, I'll just flip it the other way to show you. So the bottom of the pattern was on the inside for this bow. But for this one we're doing it inverted, so we need the bottom of the pattern on the outside. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions you can just ask me in the comments anyway. So we've double checked that this is the right way. So we're going to bring these two up, and I'm going to overlap this left side over the right side, and I want it to overlap by a centimetre. So I'm just going to get my tape measure and I'm just going to check that there is a 1 centimetre overlap like that, and then I'm going to grab a pin and roughly, I'm going to do it by eye to begin with, I'm going to pop the pin in halfway across this overlap. So about here, pop a pin in, and then I'm just going to fold it to make sure I've got it in the right place. If I haven't, I'll have to move the pin across, but no, that's fine. That is in the middle, that pin. And then next, holding it like this, so you've got like this little pocket, you're going to get hold of this pocket here, and I'm just going to pop my thumb in the middle and grab this end, and holding this end I'm going to bring this side up to meet this side, this bottom end, so like you're going to sort of fold it in half. So I'm bringing this up, and then I'm going to bring this right the way through and over the top, and then using this pin as a guide. I could have done with this pin on this side really, but that don't matter, I can just about see where it is. So using this pin as a guide for that centre and this pin, I'm going to line them up, and then I've just got some clips here. So once I'm happy that that's all in line, I'm just going to clip that into place. And then that is one half of your bow done. And now we're going to do exactly the same steps with the other half. So here we have our 2 halves complete, and we're ready to sew in our pinch. So I've got a needle and some double strength thread with a knot in the end. Taking one of our pieces, I always work from right to left. It's up to you which way you work, but that's the way I prefer to work. I think being right-handed you can just sort of see where you're sewing better rather than trying to go backwards. So we're going to go in through this first corner all the way to the knot, and then I'm just going to keep this pinched together while I remove that first clip, and then we're going to continue for 8 stitches across. So that's 1 we've done already, 2, 3, 4, catching this corner, 5, and I'm just going to keep this pinch while I remove that clip, 6, let me show this all in line, 7 and 8. I'm just going to remove these pins so I can pull that tight. So it looks like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we can pull this tight. So I'm just going to start pulling in that pinch. And once you're happy that that's tight enough, I'm just going to go in this end a couple of times to hold that into place so we don't lose that pinch. And on this one I'm just going to go through this loop just to knot that, to hold that in place. And that is 1/2 done. And now we're going to do exactly the same with the other half, continuing with the same piece of thread. Again, working from right to left. So again, in through this first corner. I'm not going to pull it all the way through because obviously we're still attached to this. Keeping that pinched while I remove the first clip. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remove those 2 pins. And again, we're now going to pull that tight. It's going to bring those 2 sides together and we'll form that second half of the pinch. Again, I'm just going to seal off this pinch before I bring them together and seal it off. And then on this underside, I'm going to bring this loose side together and go in through that side, out through the other. Keep getting my cotton looped up because I've cut it so long. And then on this last one, I'm just going to go through both sides. And then I'm just going to go through this loop a couple of times to form a knot. And as you can see, that then gives you that opposite colour effect. So you've got your pink and blue and your blue and your pink. So now we're ready to add our clip. And I always like to line my clips. So I'm just going to heat seal one end of this black 1 centimetre wide ribbon. And I'm just going to pop a bit of glue around 6 centimeters down. And then taking my clip, I'm going to pop it on the underside, push it in to that pinch part. And then we're going to stick it down the length of the clip. And then I'm just going to cut off up to here where that meets this sort of end, even though you won't stick it on the underside of the clip obviously. That is just a rough guide, so that is how much we need cut off. And I'm going to leave it like that with this piece hanging for now. I've got another piece here already cut off. This is 13, 14 centimeters. I just cut this by eye, that's to wrap around the center. So I'm going to heat seal the ends of that as well while I've got my lighter nearby. And then we're going to pop some glue on the underside of our clip. Stick that end down a bit better. Leave this piece for now because we're going to wrap our centre piece around our bow. Place some glue on one end, pop it on that clip at the bottom on the halfway mark, and I'm just going to start wrapping it around this centre, making sure we cover up that stitching in the middle. So to do that I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there, bring this around over the top of that join. Continue wrapping around that centre. And then we can stick this last piece over on our clip. So I'm just going to hold the bow out of the way so I don't get any glue on there. Pop some glue along there. Fold that over that centre piece to cover that all up, and that just gives that a nice finish. Remove any stringy bits of glue. And this is what we've got so far. And now we're ready to add our gorgeous bow centre which we made yesterday. So I'm just going to pop that in the centre of my bow. So I'm just going to open this up a bit so I can see where I'm putting it. I'm just going to place some glue on the centre and a bit at the side. I'm going to line that up. And there you have your finished hair bow with your two colours in the centre and that gorgeous matching ribbon to the centrepiece. And this is the inverted version, so they're both exactly the same bow, made the same way, but obviously this one's made with two halves on the inside to make that two colour tone. And this one was made with one complete piece in the middle, the solid colour. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any questions, pop them into the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you head over to Facebook, you'll find me on there where I pop all my links to every video as I upload them. And I've also got a Facebook group that you're welcome to join where we can just chat hair bows. You can ask and receive advice and just general craft chat on there. There's no rules, just to be kind. So go over to my page and join that as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.